How's it going, everybody? It's AfroDJMac here, and I got a new free Ableton Live pack for you. This is the Alluxe Warrior Synth Collection. Alluxe has a track called Warrior that's off her new EP, Nomad, and she sent me some vocal samples from that particular track, and I chopped them up and made some nice instruments for us to all play with. So let's take a look at the first one here. This is a drum rack, and it's got just different samples from her voice. Right there, and the way I use that in the little intro song here is I just transpose these up. And that's where I got the sound from. We have control over the filter, and as I turn this macro knob, you'll notice that the macro on the simpler is moving. So, just like that. Right now it's set to a high-pass filter. If we want to change that, we just turn the filter type knob, which changes the type right over here. So you can really alter the sound that way. You can transpose this as much as you want in either direction. Some really insane sounds, or even some interesting, almost like laser beam sounds by transposing up all the way. You can make these really short sounds by adjusting the sample length. Or you can have them sustain a little bit more. I have all of these samples set to loop. If you're not happy with that, you can just click the loop button here. And then what you want to do is right or control click on that loop button and click copy value to siblings. That will change all of these to short little samples, depending on your sample length. If you want to turn these into one-shots, I recommend putting it up to 60 seconds on the sample length knob here. And there you have it. So that's pretty much this rack here. So let's take a look now at the next one, which is more of a synthesizer. So I'm going to come out here a little bit, and I'll let you hear what this sounds like. And now I have the filter set up. Here's the actual synth right here. That's in a sampler. And we have the same kind of controls for filter type. I have a fun knob called Grit here. And you'll notice as I turn up Grit, I'm going to lock this to my push here. As I turn up Grit, things get a little dirty. Let's turn this down for a minute. Things get clean. So what I'm really doing here is I'm turning up the shaper. And I'm also turning up this other chain here, which has a vinyl sample, which is just the sound of a vinyl record. I'll let you hear that if I solo it. Okay. That's what we get from the vinyl sound. So I'll turn this off. When you turn the grid all the way to 0, it disables this vinyl sound. As you turn it up, the vinyl gets louder, and so does the shaper. Until it gets pretty dirty and disgusting. So let's turn that back down for a moment. We have a tremolo, and the way we're doing tremolo is through the auto pan effect. So as we turn off the tremolo, you'll notice the depth right here affects the auto pan. And we have a rate. Right now I have it set to synced to your tempo by clicking this little note. If you want to go to hertz, just click on it there. And that gives you a more smooth movement, but it won't be synced to your tempo. So I'm going to leave it like that for now. There is a delay. And you got control over the delay time. Which gives you some pretty cool sounds right there. There's also a chorus that is set pretty low, only at 27%. But as you turn on the tremolo rate and the delay time, I'm going to turn off both the tremolo and the delay so you can just see the chorus. So that's how that's affecting the chorus. Something I want to point out that I think is really cool. Every time, I'm going to open our zone here. Let's zoom out. We're going to go to the selector here. There's 4 different samples. Now, what I've done is I've modulated through this LFO2 the sample selector, which is this here. That determines which sample you hear when I hit a key. So every time I hit a key, because I've modulated it with the random waveform of the noise and set it to 100%, every time I hit a key, a different one of these samples will sound. So let's just listen closely and you'll hear it sounds different every time. And just to let you hear the difference, I'll let you just... Same every time. And here's another sample. A little bit different. Another different one. And another different one. So when I set that down all the way to the beginning and turn on the LFO, we'll get a different one every single time. That means everything you play will be different every single time, including MIDI clips, so they will always be different. Which is pretty exciting. You'll never get the same thing twice. Gives your sound a little variety. So those are the 2 synths there. Again, the one is a synth right here, and the other one is a drum rack. I hope you enjoy them and find them to be as fun as I do. And please check out Alluxe and listen to her new album, Nomad. She's doing some really cool stuff. There's lots of links on my webpage, so you can go check her out. She's a bit cutting edge, so I think it's worth your time. I hope you enjoy, and take care.